And if you want to build switch tracks like that, you are at the right place because I'm going to show you how to make these spikes. And let's get started. First of all, a little bonus tip. If you go into Edit and Terrain and then Void Mode and activate this one, you enter the Void Mode which has a white skybox like that and looks really cool and clean for these tutorials. And now we're gonna get started. So for that we of course need a station. I'm just gonna place this one a little more down like that, and I'm not gonna put that much thought into it. Let me just change the coaster type to something else, like yeah, I don't care. Let's just take this one. Select. All right, and then we're gonna need to move where we want our switch track to end. So all this direction is now the layout. And for that, we're gonna delete this piece again. And we're gonna go into parts, name the first part that we did is the station. And let's just name this group static. All right. And then we're gonna add a new part, and this one's gonna be the layout. And if we edit the layout, we can snap to this piece and start with a launch. And we're gonna make this a swing minus block launch section. I think the shapings are about right. And then we can also, let me just edit this one, add the segment advanced settings, make there a short holding point, all right. And we're gonna make the launch. If we don't want to do a minus launch, which I'm gonna do now, you have to make this piece here really short. But if you don't want to do that, you can also make it longer. Just make sure, just make sure that it is where you want it to be, because this is the section where the train's gonna stop. And if you make this one really long, like this, then it would stop right here, and you don't want that, unless, of course, you do. So let me just make the launch a little longer, like that. I'm not really sure if we should do this with a swing minus or swing plus, but we're gonna see. And then we're gonna make a standard segment with Bezier and make this, sorry, it's a little too much. Make this one go somewhere up. This is gonna be your layout, so I'm not gonna sketch out a layout for this. But what we can do is, yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I have to make a block break somewhere in order to start this. So I'm just gonna make one block section break here. And then we're gonna go, I don't care about this part, honestly. All right, so we have our layout part finished, or at least at the point where we can continue working on the other stuff. And we already see that this one is in fact launching backwards. So we're gonna go back here and we're gonna set a launch speed, let's just say about 100 kilometers. So here, you can do that exactly, I don't, because it's just a quick sketch for you guys. And then we're gonna delete this part right here. So we have a cut in between there. And now we can add the third part, which is gonna be the spike. And this one can be attached here. Make this segment as long as you want your other segment to be. Your, how's it called? Your switch track section want to be. And make a spike here. You know what? I don't care about this. I'm just gonna do a somehow vertical spike. And at the end of the spike, you have to just look up the height real quick. Yeah, that should be enough. You have to make a 1 meter piece and make this one a block break, because else it might not launch backwards. If you wanted to swing plus launch, it doesn't matter, but at least for swing minus you need it. And we're gonna delete this part here again that's connecting these two. And now we have our setup done for the actual switch track, and we're gonna do that using the switch track wizard. For that, we go into tools, to click the switch track wizard, select the switch track, say create for me. I'm gonna go over these real quick. Static junction, the entry path and the multipass path. The static junction is this piece here. The entry path is this one, and the multipass path would be this one. So it's really easy. If you have named it kinda like me, you're gonna do the station the layout start for the junction, the station end for the entry path, and the spike start for the multipass path. If you mess something up while creating the switch track, please make sure you delete all the things in the trigger part and also the switch track thing in the switch track in the parts tab. And we're gonna do a pass count of 2 because it has to go back and forth, and then it can move. We're gonna make a delay of about 1 second. Yeah, that should be right. And a duration of 5 seconds. You can set that to whatever you want. Click generate. Okay. That was just warning about the block sections. And 1 second. We have to go back to the, how's it called, block breaks, and select the drain can start on at this one, and also, sorry, also at the layout 1. I mean, technically we don't have to, but we should. Also on this swing minus block, if you do a swing minus block here, you should do a block section here, but uh, depending on your taste, you should do a swing minus or swing plus. And I'm gonna do one at this one. This one is not needed, but it is recommended by me. And now we see that this piece here is a little weirdly placed. So we're gonna go into NURBS mode, select all the nodes. Where's the multi-select? Ah, this one is difficult. Let me just get into the shaping back. Right there. Multi-select all the nodes. If it doesn't work like it did for me now, just switch the shaping mode, switch to the shaping mode, switch to edit mode, and we're gonna move that. I'm not quite sure if that's the X or the Z axis. It is the X axis. So we're gonna move that around here, should be good. And we're also gonna do this, make this a swing plus section, because this one's going the other way around. This one is in the forward position going towards the spike. So we're gonna have to use a swing plus if we want to do a swing minus launch, which is a little weird and counterintuitive, but it should work. And set the launch speed here and a launch acceleration. Oh, I didn't set this acceleration at the other parts. We're gonna do that too soon. But first of all, we're gonna do the entry because the entry somehow is also backwards. And I have no idea how that happens and if it can be fixed. But if I find out, I will put that in the video description. Just look there. But since I don't know, we're gonna have to use the either you have enough speed already coming from here. If you have it mid layout like in J.OTT or something, you just make it a standard piece and it doesn't care about the direction. If you do it like that with the station directly coming here, the station won't launch onto this piece or release onto this piece. So we're gonna have to use a launch instead of a chain lift because the chain lift always goes forward. We have to use a launch because that one can go backward, make it a swing minus launch. Okay, we have to use a swing minus block, not just a swing minus. But with the swing minus block, it should now place it on there. It stops. This one moves too, but I have it in edit mode. And it goes back onto the spike, launches forward over the launch, and switches the track over again, and the train goes back to there. Alright, this is basically how we do this. Now I'm just gonna color this for you to see the single parts better. And that should basically be it, because we have now everything we need. The switch track does move over, yet the train's a little too fast because it's going through the brake that fast. And if we write that now, it is too loud for me to speak in there. Is that there? It should now change the track. We are on the spike. I love that sound. And we are back. It just now keeps cycling this weird thing because the train's too fast here to stop in the station. Few bonus tips. If this one, I have to get a little if you don't want a lounge there, you could also go into the switch track part, go to the entry, and change the segment visuals of the machinery to, for example, vertical drive tires and now this one looks a little different and you have actual drive tires in there instead of the launch. And of course you can also change I think it also changes automatically the sound it creates. Yeah. And second, if this doesn't line up, if your switch track moves too soon, like the train's not or too late and the train's already launching when it's not really aligned, you can just use this piece here and increase the holding time, and that should fix it. Because now it should hold very longer until the track is fully aligned. Anyways, thanks for watching and following, and have a nice day.